It's been a busy first month. Games seem to have come every 3 or 4 days and in 3 different competitions as well. But how would you sum up the first month of the season?
I think you've got to be happy with it. I think you really do. I think it was always going to be a tough one for us. Doing so well at the end of last season, and games felt like they came easy at the end of the season. I think everyone was on such a high. Everyone got carried away with that, and that's fine because we really enjoyed it and it was great. And I think so. I think it was a tough start and how we adapted to that and how we integrated new players with League One experience into the group. And I think Rob and the team have done and the staff have done a fantastic job of that. And had a couple of tough away games, to start with, and Fleetwood, we've seen how well Fleetwood have done. So I think it was a solid start, and then Sunday was really pleasing in the league to get the result we did, and the performance. I think that was key. I think, and you're looking at it and creating a lot of chances against a very good Milton Keynes side. I think it's one of the things I saw, and everyone said that Milton Keynes not going to be a pushover this year, and they've spent their money and they've got their budgets, and I would say that we probably certainly don't compete with that, but on the pitch you could show that we could compete with that. So and then you take the cups and EFL Cup aside, or the EFL Trophy aside, the performances against Barnsley and West Brom were exceptional, and then to get the draw we did was so if you looked at it and said, you start the summer, would you like to remain unbeaten in the third round of the EFL Cup and mid-table? I think as a start, given all the circumstances, you'd take it.
Yeah, in the first half dozen games we played 2 sides who were in the Championship only a few months ago, and the players have shown they look like they belong, they look like they can compete at this level.
Yeah, I would say that. I think we don't underestimate the trauma of the summer in losing a manager and his staff. That it doesn't help. Luckily that managed to happen quite early on. So Chris moving on and then Rob coming in, and that's never easy. And Rob's stepped into a challenge. It's with Chris having done so well. He stepped into a challenge, and you have to give him credit. I think Rob's done a fantastic job of. He works very hard. He's a very down-to-earth fella, and that squad dynamic's going, and that's not easy. It's not easy to walk in. I think you've seen it at Man United a couple of times where just try and fill Alex Ferguson's shoes has been very, very difficult for them, and it took them a couple of managers to get there. And I'm obviously not comparing Chris to what Alex has done, but Chris did fantastically well for us, and I think Rob coming in and replacing him was always going to be a challenge. And I think you have to give him a lot of credit for what he's done, and the staff around him, and they've got a group of players now with League One experience and are ready to make a serious challenge to win football matches, and that's what we ask him to do. And I've been pleased with what Rob's done, and I've enjoyed working with him so far.
He seems to have brought an air of calmness, of control, of professionalism to things in what really has been as you say, a hectic first few weeks. Yeah, no,
Rob just gets on with stuff, and that's what I like about it. He'll take challenges in his stride. That's his personality, and he just he wants to keep moving forward and keep being positive, and he expects that from his players. And he's tough when he needs to be. He's friendly when he needs to be, and he reminds me, of Chris when I first took Chris on, in that way, and he's just energetic young manager, and he really he's taken on the challenge and he's taken it forward.